Good afternoon, YouTube. So, I've been traveling Vietnam for 5 months and I'm getting ready to head back to Cambodia. And yeah, the reason I'm heading back to Cambodia is it's cheaper. And in Vietnam, yes, it's cheap. If you go to the countryside, it's still cheap and good. And I've been all over Vietnam from Phucan all the way to Sapa, like everywhere, all the main tourist places. And I just finished my loop around. But if you go to the countryside, it's cheap. But the problem is Da Nang, the prices are rising up to Hanoi. It's still cheap. Like 1,500 is for a comfortable life. Like for me and my girlfriend, 1,500 is enough to support me and her, but it's nothing like, it's like middle, like upper middle class, for Vietnamese. But for a foreigner, it would be like so. You're not like dying, but you're not like balling. But Vietnam, the problem is there's so many influencers are coming in, they're bringing up the prices, and Saigon is starting to go up, and Da Nang and Hanoi. So you can go to the countryside, but the problem is jobs. And like we went to Con Dao. In Con Dao, I went there for scuba diving originally. I wanted to do scuba diving in Vietnam, but the Vietnamese, unfortunately, the government and the locals, they don't really take care of the wildlife underwater, basically. So everything you want to see is in the market. So the problem is the scuba diving is not really good. It's not world-class scuba diving. Maybe I'm spoiled because I'm from Florida originally. So I know what good scuba diving should look like. In Cambodia and Vietnam, the scuba diving is not like Philippines or Thailand. So my goal is to get to the Philippines and to go to the Philippines and do scuba diving, because my goal is to reach $1 million in the future, like by the time I'm 40, to get there. And Cambodia helps my goal because it's less, a lot of people, it's like a good thing and a bad thing for Cambodia. Like, it's good that people aren't hyping up Cambodia because it keeps the prices low, unless you go to Phnom Penh. But if you know how to play the system and you know how things are done in Cambodia, yeah, Phnom Penh is expensive. It's the second most expensive city in all Southeast Asia. However, if you've been in Cambodia for a while, you can figure out, okay, where are the places the locals go? Like in Vietnam, my cost of living in Da Nang is like 1,200. Before it used to be cheaper, like 1,000 used to be balling, but now everyone's hyping it up, and they're trying to do that with Taiwan, trying to hype up Taiwan and even Japan too, But Japan, like less people want to travel, but Japan can be cheap depending where you go, Like Japan costs me less than going to Cambodia, because in the beginning Cambodia was rough. I was in the capital and I got scammed so much until I went to Siem Reap and figured it out. Then it made sense. It was like a different world. And Vietnam, I've traveled all of it for 5 months. So I'm going back to Cambodia because the cost of living is much better. And in Vietnam, it's very chaotic. Like the only place that is nice to live is Da Nang, but the problem is the cost of living is going up high. And the problem is these influencer stuff, they don't explain. Like also, there's the problem with Vietnam is no one talks about the cons. Like right now in Da Nang, there's so many typhoons right now. And I'm from Florida, I'm used to hurricanes, but we get one hurricane a month. I think we had a typhoon in Da Nang like every week, or rain or water, like up to hurricane, tropical storm weather. And I know I'm in the monsoon or El Nido season or whatever they call it, but that is challenging, because you don't want to get on a scooter or walk outside and there's a typhoon. So it's like 5 months of traveling and a lot of flooding. The flooding's been bad this year, and yeah, it's just been crazy. And then the whole visa policy is a problem. Like, yeah, you can go in and out. They have this 90-day visa thing you can get, an e-visa, and you can go 90 days. But if you go out, like if you take the bus and you go to Laos or China or Vietnam, most people go to Laos, not Vietnam. They go to Cambodia. And eventually the guards are going to catch on. It's going to be like Thailand. You're probably going to be able to do it for a year. So you have to fly. So that starts adding up. Yeah, you can find a cheap airplane ticket, but it depends how you set up your setup in Vietnam. So if you set yourself up to have an English teaching job, they may or may not sponsor you a work visa. Like when I went to Hanoi, they were gonna sponsor me a work visa, but then the lady all of a sudden said, oh, in 8 months, I'll give you your work visa, like basically like scamming me, you know? Because I don't have a degree, but I have experience teaching in Cambodia, because in Cambodia, you don't need a degree, right? So what was happening was I had experience because I taught at an NGO in Cambodia. And so when I taught at an NGO, I had that experience, so I could take that experience, and I thought I could get a job in Vietnam. Well, the Vietnamese, but my experience was when I went to Hanoi, they would rather hire someone that was like European looking or whatever, but not pay them full, like someone from Turkey or someone from Russia or someone from the Eastern Europe. That English wasn't a second language because they didn't want to pay the high price, but they wanted the, I don't know, the physical appearance of a, I don't know, Anglo-Saxon person, English person, or whatever. I don't know, whatever image they think of speaking English is the best, you know? They don't want to pay, for what they want. They want to get like a knockoff Gucci brand. I mean, I don't want to make that sound crazy, but that's what it feels like. I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone, but whatever. I'm in Asia now. This ain't America anymore, so I don't care. I'm going to say what I feel like it, you know? But I don't know, like, there's nothing wrong with someone. I think it's good getting exposed with someone with an accent, you know, but some accents, like my American accent, is easy to understand, because some people that speak English from England and stuff, I have no idea what they're saying. Like, their slang is so bad. It's so challenging. But anyways, I traveled for 5 months, and I had the time of my life traveling with my girlfriend. I think I spent like top once a month traveling 1,500, and we were traveling, you know, a little upper, like, digital nomad range, and it was great. We had a great time. Saw Sapa, saw Phnom Penh, been to like cool places, been to remote places. We traveled to this island in Da Nang, like 3 hours away, very local, but the problem was the typhoon and storm. They said, you only have 1 week, you may get off the island. So we're like, you know, because we have a flight to catch. December 2nd, we go to Cambodia, back to Siem Reap. And my plan is to go back to Kempot and save up money, because my goal is to be financially free. That's the new American dream, because in America and the Western world is dying, and if you're a white guy, you're like a second-class citizen, or even an Asian guy, or even a dude in general. We're like second-class citizens now in America. Like, it's totally, the system is rigged for us to hate each other, and nothing's getting fixed. Whichever party you pick, it's just the same problem. No one can agree on anything. They just want to conquer and divide, you know? But in Asia, that's the problem, is the cost of living is starting to go up. It's not a lot. It's not like America, but it's starting to go up. Like Thailand, Vietnam used to be cheap. You know, maybe Taiwan, they're going to make it more expensive. Taiwan's pretty cheap in a hidden gem right now, but we'll see how much longer. But I'm traveling 5 months for the same cost of living in anywhere in Florida. I'm not saying Miami, but anywhere in Florida, unless you live in like 2 hours away from any city, but Miami, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, any of the big cities, you could travel all of Vietnam and have a girlfriend come with you. You could support someone. Because in Asia, the culture is very traditional. So if you are the male, you are the provider, you know, and that's fine. The woman will cook and clean and take care of you, you know. It's not like in America, some craziness where you're expected to pay the bills, but she makes money, but doesn't cook or clean, but wants you to buy everything, wants you to pay for her nails, wants you to pay for her hair. It's catch-22, you know? So yeah, you could travel Vietnam for the same price of traveling Florida, you know? So that's crazy. Or anywhere in the US. And I'm sure, I don't know about Europe, but we'll talk about America since I'm from there, I know it. The same price of traveling Vietnam, 5 months, wouldn't even cover rent. That's crazy. You can travel Vietnam endlessly. And all Southeast Asia. I've been around all the Southeast Asian countries, and I'll talk about it on my video, on my YouTube channel, besides Malaysia and Indonesia. But my goal is to reach $1 million and be financially free and travel the world, you know, because basically you can save so much money here and live an okay life, like not even an okay life, a good life, a high quality of life, and take that money and be financially free But basically what we were promised in America that we don't have anymore. And people in Asia, Vietnamese or Khmer people, they think, oh, going to America is going to solve all their problems, but it is a scam, you know? They don't see like, okay, what's another country that's doing well? Maybe Poland. You know, like, why is it that everyone has to go to America to have the dream, or everyone has to go to Vietnam? That's what I love about Southeast Asia. Each Asian country has something for everyone's personality. Some people love Vietnam. They love chaos. They love the craziness. You know, but I like calm and not chaos. And that's why I like Da Nang. Da Nang is very different from most Vietnamese cities. It's not like Hanoi and Saigon where it's crazy and chaotic. And Sapa's cool, but the problem is Sapa is getting very commercial. They built all these cable cars and kind of ruined the soul. But if you go outside of Sapa, like about an hour, 2 hours, you're like stepping back in time. You feel like you're in Skyrim. You feel like you're in medieval times, basically. So a lot of these like people, they hype it up, but the most important thing is to come with $10,000 or $5,000 at the least. Come here, pick a country that suits what you like. So if you're into scuba diving, Philippines. If you're into long-term adventure, Vietnam. You know, each one has something different, right? Cambodia has temples. You love Indiana Jones and temples? Go to Cambodia, you know? So, I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but I'm trying to explain. My goal is to make $1 million and be financially free and travel the world, right? And that is, you can do that, you know? But in America, the rent is like $3,000. You know, Dubai, the rent's not even $3,000. You know, it's a joke. And it's just crazy. Like, nothing's getting better. Everything's getting expensive, you know? And, you know, the thing is, if you're going to come to Vietnam, you want to have $5,000, $10,000, and then you want to find something you're going to do, right? So you're going to have a job teaching English online. That's the most easiest thing to do. You can make $15 an hour teaching English online, or you could try teaching English. So if you don't have a degree, I recommend going to Cambodia or Laos, working at NGO, you know, so you get experience. So then you can go and get a better job, you know, if you want to go that route. Or you could do scuba diving. You can go to Philippines or Thailand or Indonesia or Malaysia, get your scuba diving cert. Get something to make money that covers your expense. Then the money that you have remaining, you put that in the stock market. So with me, I was in the Navy, so I have VA benefits. So if you want VA benefits, join the U.S. military. You know, you go to the recruiter and bam, you get a job, and make sure when you're done with your time and your contract, you get your benefits. You know, so yeah, I guess I'm lucky, but I did sign the crazy dotted lines and did all the craziness. You know, so. What I'm saying is there's many options and people are lost. But when you come to Asia, you feel alive. You feel, like at first, I had the honeymoon phase, right? Like I love Vietnam, it was cool. And then after 5 months, I really seen what's there. And Vietnam is cool. It's a good long-term vacation place if you want long-term adventure and really explore yourself and go somewhere like solo traveling. Like there's a lot of positives I could talk about. And the problem is it's getting overhyped. And no one's talking about the cons, about the typhoons, the flooding, the chaos, the crazy driving, crazy drivers, people trying to kill you on the road. Yes, Vietnam's very safe. They don't talk about the visa, you know? Like, all that stuff's challenging, you know? Even the dating in Vietnam's more complicated. The women are more harder to get to know here. They want long-term commitment. So it's different than Cambodia or Philippines or Thailand, more easier in a way. You know, it's more conservative, put it that way. But yeah, that's kind of like why I'm going back to Cambodia, because it's cheaper and Vietnam's not for me. Like I crossed it off the map. I've been everywhere in Vietnam. You know, maybe in the future I'll come back, but there's better places, and I'll go to Cambodia, and then eventually from Cambodia I'm gonna go check out Japan again, because I've been to Japan, hike Mount Fuji, a great time. I'll go back to Japan, see some places I haven't seen, and then go to the Philippines, get my scuba diving, and work my way to traveling the world. And basically, I slow travel, and I've been pretty much traveling the world with pretty much taking care of my girlfriend for $1,500 US. So this is crazy. I mean, that doesn't even cover my rent or car payment or anything, you know? So it's been kind of my experience of my 5 months of traveling Vietnam and going back to Cambodia, and I'll talk soon about Cambodia. And yeah, have a good day, everyone.